Let's just step a little bit back to Jeremy. Jeremy, who was studying property development and finance, who went on a yacht and traveled 20 countries, discovered his love for music. I mean, if you would actually go back to those moments, would you have done anything differently?
No ways, no. No, I think everything that's happened has led me to where I am. So that's, yeah, I definitely don't have any regrets. And I've had a very exciting life. All my travels were crazy, and working on that yacht was crazy, and pushing myself
Share some of those experiences, please.
Well, I mean, when I finished school young, because I was a year young for my standard, and I did this crossing from Cape Town to the Caribbean on a little boat, because I didn't have money to pay for a flight from Cape Town to the States, which is where I wanted to go and explore. And I found that there were these boats that, you know, guys delivered little yachts from Cape Town to the Caribbean. And from the Caribbean, it's just a little $300 flight over to the States. And so I signed myself up as a crew on one of these little 44-foot catamarans, much to my mother and father's dismay, who were terrified that I was going to be lost at sea, because the trip is 54 days. And
did you ever get seasick?
Experience. I didn't actually. No, there were a couple of storms where I certainly didn't feel amazing, but I didn't get seasick. No, I decided long in advance I wasn't going to be a seasick type of person. It's not worth it for 54 days. So I did that trip, and that was kind of the beginning. That was just as I turned 18, and that was the beginning of 2 years of really exciting traveling. I took 2 gap years. I phoned my parents after the first gap year. I was like, I'm not coming home, doing another one of these things. They're really good. And then I decided to go back and study property development and finance. I think my fear was always that I was going to be, you know, I was creative by nature. I was always good at art and drama, and always bad at maths and science. But I really didn't want that to plague my life. You know, I didn't want to be that broke creative guy, like, or, you know, I didn't at the time.
Something to fall back on.
Yeah, I wanted. I think I was that fear that so many young people have of actually wanting to live a comfortable life and be financially free, but not knowing how I was going to do that in the creative industry, or not having the faith that I would be one of the few that make it. And so I studied that business degree, which mostly was quite painful for me. I had lots of, you know, nights where, and I think that's where the music came. So I used to get home after a long day of studying, and I just would have all this excess creative energy because I was doing stuff which for me just wasn't ticking those boxes. And I practiced a lot.